Greetings and bienvenue, Midnight Crew. Thank you for returning to this broadcast. And welcome to new viewers joining us for the first time. If you like a video, then feel free to subscribe.
They may respond to an ad on Craigslist for a warehouse job. Only 5 miles from my house. Show up for interview at 9 a.m. Shadiest looking office I've ever seen. Red flag 1. Pace looked abandoned and smelled like wet dog. Receptionist was all tatted up and unprofessional looking. 3 other guys for interviews, they all seem to be on the slow side. Guy shows up, says he's Mr. Banks. Leads us into a conference room and says there is no warehouse job. Red flag 2. Tells us it's a lucrative sales position, will make $600 a week. Asks for my social security number and driver's license. Red flag 3. Give a fake social security number but give him my license. Says we need to go to the bank to withdraw money for the paid training. Tells us to get in a van without windows with his 2 managers. Bouncer-looking guy. Say I'll just follow in my truck, he agrees. Consider leaving but decide to see it through. They drive to the outskirts of town into farmland, no banks around. Turn down a long road. Trees lining the road form a canopy that blocks out sunlight. Turn on headlights. Alarm bells go off. Slam my brakes. Van stops, manager gets out. I can see a holstered gun under his jacket. Hit it in reverse and get back on a main road. Check Google Maps, nothing but dead ends in that area. Check Craigslist, post deleted. Tell the cops, they say they'll look into it. I've carried my Glock 24/7 ever since.
This story is 100% true. It's not paranormal or anything, just creepy. Be me. Be stupid teenager. Me and friends always used to break into old abandoned houses and hang out in them. One house is right next to my friend Cameron's house. Big red 2-story house with a basement, no one can get into it. Take a look around, see that there's a back door that goes into the basement. Nothing keeping it locked but some rusty old padlock and this thing attached to the door frame. Unscrew that piece and I'm in. Invite all my friends to hang out in there. We go in. Garbage on the floors, basement is covered in cobwebs. Go upstairs. The door to the upstairs is barred shut. Literally with metal bars. WTF. We decide that we want in there. Takes us about a month of prying with a crowbar and chipping away the door that we finally get in. Door swings open as we pry the last bar off the hinge. House is actually really nice, but kind of spooky. All the curtains are nailed onto the walls so that they can't open. House is nearly pitch black. No furniture, it's completely abandoned. After looking around for a bit we find a room upstairs. This one is locked from the outside. Unlock it. Go inside. There's a bed and a nightstand and nothing else. Window to the backyard is broken out. Cameron calls me over. Dude, check this out. Move over. There's a hand on the bed. Skeletal, like it's been there for a while, and it is sitting right next to a pair of handcuffs that are attached to the bed frame. We all hurry out. Next day friend calls me. Says he woke up in the middle of the night to a bunch of sirens. The house caught fire and almost burned down. Entire inside had to be gutted. I don't know why, but this creeps me out.
A 20-year-old me, at girlfriend's house. I spend days at a time there sometimes. She has a quite weird bathroom. Doesn't look old, and she keeps it quiet clean actually. Can hear people talking and yelling at each other when you're in there sometimes, but in a muffled tone. Can't understand anything. First encounter. Be vaping in her bathroom. Have bathroom fan on because of vape smoke and also makes it harder to hear me smoke. Not allowed to smoke in the house, but I always do in the bathroom and her mom never notices. It's 3 a.m. I hear a woman and a little girl arguing. Sounds like my girlfriend's mom and her little sister. Freak out 'cause I think they're awake and going to find out I'm smoking. Turn the bathroom fan off to hear better. Screaming stops. Completely silent. Weird, but blame the sound of the fan making sounds that seem like yelling. Turn fan back on. Continue smoking. Few minutes later it happens again. It's even louder. Turn the fan off and it's silent again. Finish smoking in a hurry and leave the bathroom and back to my girlfriend's room. Ask her if she's ever heard random talking in her bathroom. She looks at me surprised and says,
Oh my god, yes. I thought I was crazy or something.
Says she usually hears a man and a woman arguing when it happens. Says it only happens at night. Second encounter. Be late again, probably around the same time. Leave girlfriend's room to go piss. Walk in and push the door closed, but it didn't close all the way, and when it does, it opens back up. Standing there taking a piss, and out of the corner of my eye I see the door is opening back up 'cause I didn't close it all the way. Look over and start pushing the door closed. As I'm looking and closing, I notice a human-like shadowy arm was reaching in from the crack of the door at me. As the door is closing, it takes its arm out before it closes on it. Completely freaked out and notice I've pissed on myself because I wasn't paying attention because I was so scared. Reluctant to open that door. I wait in that bathroom for a minute or two. Just listening. I haven't even flushed the toilet yet. I'm gonna have to leave eventually. Flush the toilet, and as it's flushing, I hear a man yelling in muffled tone even louder than last time. Nope, the hell out of there, back to my girlfriend's room. Tell her about the shadowy arm. Tells me she sometimes sees a shadow man in the house. Tells me that one time she used the bathroom with the door open once and saw it staring at her. She freaked out and screamed at it to go away, and it ran down the hallway. Said she's also seen it standing in the middle of her room before when she's walked by it and looked in. Says she's went to the crazy hospital for it and they say it's 'cause of stress and depression. It's making her hallucinate. I don't think she's hallucinating. Nothing too crazy has happened since, other than hearing two people argue every once in a while at night. Still gives me creeps thinking about it all though.
This story is 100% true. It's not paranormal or anything, just creepy. Be me. Be stupid teenager. Me and friends always used to break into old abandoned houses and hang out in them. One house is right next to my friend Cameron's house. Big red 2-story house with a basement, no one can get into it. Take a look around, see that there's a back door that goes into the basement. Nothing keeping it locked but some rusty old padlock and this thing attached to the door frame. Unscrew that piece and I'm in. Invite all my friends to hang out in there. We go in. Garbage on the floors, basement is covered in cobwebs. Go upstairs. The door to the upstairs is barred shut. Literally with metal bars. WTF. We decide that we want in there. Takes us about a month of prying with a crowbar and chipping away the door that we finally get in. Door swings open as we pry the last bar off the hinge. House is actually really nice, but kind of spooky. All the curtains are nailed onto the walls so that they can't open. House is nearly pitch black. No furniture, it's completely abandoned. After looking around for a bit, we find a room upstairs. This one is locked from the outside. Unlock it. Go inside. There's a bed and a nightstand and nothing else. Window to the backyard is broken out. Cameron calls me over. Dude, check this out. Move over. There's a hand on the bed. Skeletal, like it's been there for a while, and it is sitting right next to a pair of handcuffs that are attached to the bed frame. We all hurry out. Next day, friend calls me. Says he woke up in the middle of the night to a bunch of sirens. The house caught fire and almost burned down. Entire inside had to be gutted. I don't know why, but this creeps me out.
B26. Waking up every night at 2 a.m. No known reason for it. After 2 months, wake up at 1:59 a.m. Hear voice right beside my ear.
Here.
An answering voice. Freak out. Set up camera. Put powder in hallway. Wake up at 2 a.m. Hear voice.
What is this?
Camera slams to the ground. Turn on lights. Look around. Nothing. Door closed. Window closed. Watch video. See door open 5 inches at 1:35 a.m. Slowly close at 2. Camera falling. WTF, nothing there. Look in hallway. Tiny footprints. From spare room to my bedroom. Look in spare room. Footprints to box. Doll in box. Snoopy soft toy in box. Some other girl's stuff. Hit box, duct tape it up. Put in car, drive 5 hours away. Throw box in charity bin. Be now, 4 years later. Waking up at 2 a.m. Voice by ear.
I'll hear.
Be last month. Can't take it anymore. Stay up past 2 a.m. every night. Sleep peacefully. Last Tuesday. Getting sick of this crap. Getting too tired. Lock all windows, look in all rooms. Lock hallway door. Lock bedroom door. Go to sleep. Wake up at 2:01. Voice by ear.
Why?
Swing my arms around. Hit plastic. Hear something bang into bedroom door. Door opens and closes instantly. Literally open close. Staying with family. Can't tell anyone. No one would believe me.
Be me 6. Living in Tennessee. Live in a decent-sized town with a small daycare. Hate the place and have no friends there. People there hate me. Sick of my annoying crap of not going to sleep, find out it's early insomnia. Separates me from the other sleeping kids. They put me in a dark crap-smelling hall with all the kids' stuff. I'm on a dirty used cot with no blanket. Tired of everything, just waiting for mom to pick me up. Lay there staring through the empty void of complete darkness. Start hearing something behind me. Some kind of faint banging on a vent. Clueless. Getting filled with fear. Air gets cold. Really cold. Slowly roll into ball, almost paralyzed by fear. Almost crying, I asked myself why these people did this to me. Remember what kids say about the monsters in the hall. Oh my god. JPEG. Swear I hear someone walking behind me. Cannot look. Still stunned by fear, I want to leave and never come back. Start sobbing. Hair is stick straight up and goosebumps cover my entire body. Out of nowhere. My cot flips. I hear something scuffle away. I run to the end of the hall where the others are watching TV. Tell them I won't make any more noise. Never went back.
Be about 6 or 7. Live in a friendly neighborhood. Play with friends and whatever young kids do. Be a random morning. Alone on playground, waiting for my friends. Hear some weird flute music. Some rhythm that I forgot by now. Music goes on for about an hour or so. Didn't think much of it. Days go on. Few weeks later I hear the same music. Assume some person is just practicing music. Continue daily life. Year later. Go on holiday to Germany with parents. Everything good and well. Wake up early one morning. Go outside to take a stroll. I hear the exact same flute music and rhythm. Getting kind of confused. It stopped after a while. Moved to a different city a few months later. In an apartment building. Yep, there it is again. Same music, coming from apartment upstairs. Decide to check out that apartment one day. Knock on door. Nobody answers. Few days later I ask apartment owner who lives in that specific one. He says nobody lives there. Those were 2 of the weirdest years in my life. I've never heard that same flute again after I turned 9 or something.
Uncle, his wife, and their daughter move into an old plantation-style house built in the 1930s or 1940s, I believe. Looks a little like the Amityville horror house. It looks creepy even without knowing what I'm about to tell you. It's dirt cheap for its size, but my uncle had never had money before and it was burning a hole in his pocket, so he purchased the house. Never inquire much about the price or why the previous owners left. Over the next 6 months, random ghost stuff starts happening. Drafts, cabinets opening and shutting, refrigerator door will be wide open, lights go on and off. This is annoying, but not really scary. It doesn't even faze them after the first couple of weeks. Until one night, parents notice a pattern. When these supernatural occurrences happen, their daughter, I want to say about 4 to 5 years old at the time, goes into the room where it happens. The parents wouldn't let her at first because they were scared, but once the whole haunted house thing stopped bothering them, they didn't mind. They never even got up to check on the noises anymore. Their daughter was gone for an awfully long time one night and they went to check on her. When they got closer to the room they could hear her talking, and when they opened the door they saw a foggy figure that disappeared almost instantly. She starts crying and says Mr. Smith left. Not the guy's name, but I can't remember it. It was a distinguishable name. Something in Italian. Daughter gets put to bed. A few weeks pass, she's not allowed to go investigate the noises anymore. Teacher sends a note home saying that the daughter has been complaining about not sleeping at night. Parents confront her about this. Daughter says,
I can't sleep when he's watching.
Parents ask who.
Mr. Smith.
Parents are genuinely freaked out but still kind of think she may just be having bad dreams. Give her some Benadryl to knock her out and stay up all night investigating the house. Parents do some investigating. Find out when the house was built, who built it, etc. Still nothing, but have a few numbers to call the next day. Hear very loud noise from his daughter's room and daughter crying. Run in there and see the drawer of daughter's dresser on the ground. The underwear drawer, this comes in later. Daughter starts sleeping with them and is allowed no alone time. Noises still continue. A week or two passes, parents continue researching. Finally find something. I forget what it was they found, but it led them to a list of the crew. Mr. Smith was part of the crew that built the house. Mr. Smith was also a registered Minecraft YouTuber. Mr. Smith was killed during the construction of the house. Can't remember if I mentioned it earlier. But this was the first time my uncle had ever had money and sank it all into the house. Which means he wasn't able to just pick up and move to another house. Hired a paranormal investigator. Suggest building an addition to the house because the spirit wouldn't be able to go there. Uncle uses what little money he has to build an addition to the house. Daughter's room is moved to there. The first night she stays in there, she starts screaming hysterically. Parents dart out of their room and see a white figure standing at the spot where the old house ends and new one begins, staring directly into the daughter's room. Disappears almost immediately. Uncle's family goes to stay with grandmother while they put the house on the market. They hired a company to go get their stuff. A realtor would sell the house, and the family has never returned to the house since.
I hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you enjoyed tonight's story, then please subscribe to the channel as more green texts will appear daily. A new broadcast will appear when the clock strikes midnight Central Time.
Remember to check out the Odyssey page in the description for a second archive of the channel's videos.